Alright class, this is the last thing we're doing for this unit. It's graphing tangent and cotangent graphs. So let's look at what the parent functions are. Hold on one sec. Okay, so for tangent, I'm going to just graph it first before we say anything. You have to remember that the period for tangent is pi, which means the interval is pi over 4. So we have pi over 4, 2 pi over 4 is pi over 2, 3 pi over 4 is 3 pi over 4, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to put a 1 and a negative 1. Now, if you remember correctly, at 0, the tangent is 0. So I'm going to put a dot there. At pi over 4, the tangent is 1. At pi over 2, the tangent is undefined, so we're going to put a vertical asymptote there. At 3 pi over 4, it's negative 1 because you're in quadrant 2 and tangent's negative. And then at pi, we're back to 0. So one cycle of the tangent graph looks kind of like this. And then it would keep going if you had more, you know. But if I want to just look at that, that's what it is. So first thing you should notice is that the period for these graphs is pi. The other thing that's important, and you have to know this, that there is no amplitude. You need to have a max and a min to have an amplitude. And the interval was, like I said, pi over 4. So my domain for this problem, if you notice, you first look to see where your first vertical asymptote is and say, well, x cannot be that. And then it repeats every time we go through a cycle. So it'll repeat somewhere over here, and it takes a full period to do that. So every pi k is where it will repeat. And the range for these is always all reals. So no problem there. So really with tangent, remember that the middle interval or the middle tick mark is the one where there's the vertical asymptote. If I do cotangent, they have the same period as tangent. It's just the reciprocal. So let's just write out all this stuff again. Pi over 2 and pi over 4. But remember, it's the reciprocal of tangent. So if I'm looking at tangent, tangent's 0 here, which means that the cotangent has to be undefined. So there's a vertical asymptote here. Also at pi, there's a vertical asymptote. Because when you flip 0, you get undefined for cotangent. And when you flip the undefined, that's when cotangent's 0. When you flip 1 over 1, you still get 1. Forgot to put my 1 there, my negative 1. And when you flip negative 1, you get negative 1. So this is actually the full graph, not split up. It kind of looks like that. Okay, so cotangent starts with a vertical asymptote and ends with a vertical asymptote, where tangent, it's in the middle. And notice how cotangent goes towards the down. Same thing, period is pi, interval is pi over 4, and the amplitude, of course, is none. Domain, x cannot be 0, because that's where the first vertical asymptote is, and then plus pi k. And the range is all reals. So those are your two parent functions. Let's do 2 more, and then we'll call it a day. Again, just know what they are. Know that tangent has the vertical asymptote in the middle. That's how I do that. And then that the cotangent starts with it. So here we have a different thing. We have a b value now. So remember, the period is usually 2 pi over b, but with tangent it's pi over b. So pi over 2. So my period's pi over 2. My interval then, if I divide that by 4, is pi over 8. And then my amplitude, of course, is none. So I could just graph this. And then there's this 3 here. When you guys might see the 3, all that means is that at pi over 4, or that the second tick mark, I guess this is the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth. So that we go up by pi over 8. It just means that we are at 3 and negative 3. 2 pi over 8 is pi over 4, 3 pi over 8, and 4 pi over 8 is pi over 2, which is our period. So instead we're going to just say this is 3 and negative 3, but that's not really, I mean, it is, but it's not going to do too much. Cotangent. Cotangent means that the first and the last are vertical asymptotes, and the middle is a 0, which means this is the 3, this is the negative 3, so I just graph my graph. So all that happened there was we changed the x range, or the intervals of the x, because the period changed. And I guess we changed the numbers on this side. But that's it. That's cotangent. Oh, I forgot to say the domain. X cannot be 0 again, but this time it repeats every pi over 2, because that's the period. So since it repeats every pi over 2, we're just going to add pi over 2k. And a range is all reals. I'm just going to do that. Alright, now we have a tangent graph with a period. We have to figure out what the period is. It's pi over 1/4, which actually ends up being 4 pi for the period, which means my interval is pi. So yeah, let's graph this, I guess. Oh, and I like to always state that the amplitude is none, so you don't forget that. So we graph it just like before. At every tick mark now is a pi. Okay, we have, this is now a 2 and a -2. Since it's tangent, tangent has the vertical asymptote in the middle tick mark, because that's usually where like 90 degrees, and it has zeros here and here. It's positive in the first quadrant, negative down here when it, it's shifted, but so we have that, and then we have that. And there is tangent. All it changes is again, the tick marks or the intervals at the x-axis. Domain, x cannot be 2 pi, plus the period is 4 pi, so 4 pi k. The range is all reals. Oh, I wrote all reals for range, so the range is all real numbers. And that's tangent and cotangent. Nothing too much. It's not too crazy. Follows the same pattern. The only new things really, just like secant and cosecant, no amplitude. And then for these ones, the period is pi for the base or parent function. So you work from pi instead of 2 pi. All right, that's it. Congratulations, you guys finished Unit 8.